Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of the Pigskin Breakdown, powered by Sports Guys Iowa. I'm Ghost Brandon Leonard. Joined with me this evening is Jordan Cole, and we're here to talk to you today about the Drake Bulldogs and everything that's been going around in that program. So let's backpedal. Okay, Jay, let's do that here quick. Let's start about a month ago. I think exactly a month ago was signing day on the 4th of February. NCAA commits turned into signees. They're going to be at that school next year. That's the plan. Then you fast forward a few days, not even a week. I believe it was the 9th of February. Bombshell drops in Des Moines. Joe Woodley's no longer going to be the head coach. Okay. He's stepping down as head coach. He's going out east to Piscataway, and he's going to join the Rutgers Scarlet Knights on their defensive staff, and really shook things to the core. They lost a lot of pieces, essentially the whole staff. They're going in a whole flurry of different places. Then you got about a 2-week process of searching for a head coach, and they turned over every stone. And admittedly, I thought they were going to hire in-house. I thought it was Kyle Kemp, right, Jay? That's our sentiment. It's late in the process. Let's just go with some continuity, but they didn't. They think outside the box with everything. Brian Harden turns over every stone, and the stone he turned over was Matt Walker from University of Wisconsin, River Falls, NCAA Division III, coming off a national championship this year, and got the most prolific offense you'll see. Just a ton of fun, and he's bringing a huge staff with him, some trusted guys, most notably Joe Matheson, the offensive coordinator. Those two run that Top Gun offense, and they run it well. Jordan, you had some great notes that you did some research, and they average just under about 20 seconds per play, the fastest of any level. Matheson cut his teeth with Jerry Kill, longtime football coach, just the ultimate football guy, like you said. A great person to learn from. Obviously, took some things from him and moved it into his career. And then you look at some other guys on the staff. Parker Kaiser was a tight end coach and special teams coordinator at River Falls, making the trip to Des Moines. Defensive coordinator, a little bit out of the box there. Sipple's coming in from Augustana, right, Jay? And he did some awesome stuff. He's assistant coach of the year for the NSIC, a lot of All-Americans. And as is with the transfer portal today, Jordan, you're seeing guys go out once the new coach heads out. And Drake's an interesting one because it's one of the few non-scholarship schools at the FCS level, Jordan. But there's a pretty long list of guys that you've got going on. It's over a dozen. I'd say let's just go through some of those key guys that Drake's, if you wouldn't mind just going down your list, and then we'll talk about where a few of them have committed and where they're projected to go.
Yeah, the first two guys, the two-headed horsemen on both sides of the ball. I talked about Woodley going to Rutgers. He's taking Sean Allison with him. Last year's PFL Defensive Player of the Year. Dude's a stud. Everybody was just raving about his sideline to sideline speed. So not knowing what kind of role he's going to play in the Big Ten, but definitely he'll get some snaps regardless. And I think he'll make an impact for that Scarlet Knights defense. And then I haven't seen anything about like it actually being Nick Herman has committed to James Madison. He just changed his Twitter profile to running back JMU. So you touched on it, Ghost. One of our probably most beloved internet personalities, PFT. He's just going to love this kid. 7.2 yards a carry, freshman All-American last year. He wasn't the lead back for the whole season. So once he stepped in, like we saw it, he just ran with it and he never gave it back. A little bit of was it Wally Pipp? Is that who it is? I can't think of his name. But he got those two guys going out. And then another guy that looking through Twitter here is Kamani Wilson. He's a graduate assistant transfer. He got some PFL all-conference honors. And a lot of these guys already, too, just based on their Twitter, they'll announce that they're leaving. Boom. Oh, reach out with an offer. A lot of these guys are getting them from like Murray State.
But yeah, I was not expecting the Wally Pitt, but the people listening on Spotify are obviously not going to see that. You watch on YouTube and you see me giggling. I was not expecting that one. But no, I get what you're saying. A few other, we pulled up on 3 pretty reliable recruiting website, pretty plugged in, of course. Allison going to Rutgers, like you said. Shaku Sangari, I think he was in the portal before Woodley left. Same thing with Jackson Vogt, wide receiver. Sangari's going to Division I Charlotte at the FBS level. And both who came from Kansas State, if I'm not mistaken, had the cup of coffee at Drake. Now he's going to Louisville, where they've had some pretty dang good receivers. They got Chris Bell. Had it not been for the torn ACL, he's a fringe first round pick guy, and you never know what the NFL draft's going to hold. Maybe he will get in the first round, but certainly stinks for Drake. But there's a lot about the talent that they've got. Being the stepping stone for coaches, it's looking like they're going to be stepping stones for basketball as well. Football now, seeing some big time transfers, and I got some other dudes in the portal that have not committed. I think just going down the list, Taj Hughes at receiver, Tristan Anderson's a veteran guy, Olthoff at tight end, January receiver, Korzanowski on the defensive line, Blaylock as well, just to name a few. I think Cole Sigler was one. Henry, just going down the list that we got, Henry Fry, Mangialardi, Wilson, Allison, Herman, Sigler, McIntosh, Nansel, Wilson, and then, Hughes, Anderson, Olthoff, January, Korzanowski, Blaylock. That's the ones that we were able to track down with recruiting websites, just checking social media, stuff like that. So it's just so fluid. In the middle of this podcast, we could have someone else commit, go to a new school, have this news. I think
it's so quick. That Mitchell January kid, I think it was somebody on 3. They were talking about how he's going to make a pretty big impact at a P4 school. Like you said, the talent that they've had and the talent they're probably going to be bringing in, that's not, I don't know if that's public information yet on who's coming in. I don't know what the window on that looks like, but I haven't seen anything yet. But I did just want to shout out one of our guys. We use his ratings when we do our Pick'em show, Logan Hansen. He had a tweet today. He said the average D3 football player in 2024 was 5'11", 212 pounds. And the average River Falls player was almost 6'2", 235 pounds, tallest and heaviest roster in D3. So
wow.
I imagine a lot of those guys are going to be coming over. Not sure skill position wise, maybe up front in the trenches, but I think they're going to also make an impact with Drake. And Walker knows his guys. And Matheson, that style of offense they want to run. Sure, a lot of talent's leaving, but I imagine they're going to be replenishing pretty quickly.
Yeah, it's tough to deny them 3 straight conference titles at the FCS level, and that automatically gets you into the postseason there. Yeah. I mean, obviously they have a tough go of it from geographically speaking. You're probably going to draw one of the Dakota schools. To take your pick of which one. All of those guys out of the MVC are just power players. But between that success that they've had, being able to trust in the administration there, the success that Walker's had at UWRF, and not just the success, but the system, man, it just looks like it'd be a ball to play in. Me personally, I'm probably only good for 2 or 3 plays running some routes. But, man, I'd love doing it. I'd love being out there if I was a player. We'll see some guys trickle in, get some official commitments here probably in the coming days, because I don't exactly know. We probably should be a little bit more well-versed on how long that portal window is open, but with coaching changes and everything like that, it's just never ending, guys. I'll put a little bow on this here quick. But nevertheless, with Matt Walker, his era starting here in Dogtown, a lot to be excited about for Bulldog fans. We sound like broken records, but this is going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be electric, and I don't expect them to have a lot of drop-off in Des Moines. That'll wrap things up for our transfer portal update with the Bulldogs. Got Jay Cole with me. I'm Brandon Leonard. You take care.